Alright, we are live, and yes, it is video number 3 of Bob Ross Tycoon, because it is that time. I have reached 100 rebirths. And, yeah, I thought I would wear this paint-themed skin, tilted technique, because I have become a master painter in this game. Just taking its time to load. Oh, there it goes. Alright, so as you can see, 100 rebirths. I've earned $31.1 trillion in this game. Crazy. Alright, but let's go check out the cool stuff. The unlockables. Ladies and gentlemen, I've got this insane afro going on here. Wait, where's the... There it is. Oh yeah, that looks good, huh? Alright, I'm not going to wear that the whole game. But yeah. Every single afro now available to me. As well as every single pet. You can't beat up your pets. That's probably a good thing. Alright, so I got the pets. They don't do anything. They're purely decorative. They grant no competitive advantage. They are purely cosmetic. Where have I heard that before? Alright, let's go pick a world here.
Hello, I'm Bob Ross.
Pick
If this is your first time with us,
hey,
let me
check out
extend
my,
a personal invitation for you to drag
look
out
at
your
that.
oil paints and brushes and paint along with us each week as we play some of nature's masterpieces on canvas.
Alright, Bob, look at 1 day, 17 hours. That's all the playtime it took to get 100 rebirths. But let's turn this off in case the joy of painting theme is copyrighted. Alright. So you see my cash is up here. I'm starting with 11 bucks a hit. And if you hit the circles, you get more. Alright, that's all I need to do on that. That's up to 55 per second.
So I tell you what, let's
Good
go into
strong
canvas
start.
here and get started.
Let's do it, Bob. Alright, I like to drop empty a clip into this thing. I mean, don't need a whole lot. Alright, you got the conveyor belt going. One more. There we go. Got that rolling. Let's get some walls and windows. Hit this, hit that. We can get these. Alright, let's top this up again. Get all this stuff. I mean, it goes a lot quicker. Clearly. This hasn't changed. I still suggest you wait to the end to open any of these, because, like I said, the more levels you have built up, the more cash this thing's going to give you. It is pointless to open it at the beginning. Alright. Let's grab this. Let's start my pathway over here. $1,000 spawner now gives me 5.5k. It's just madness, man. There's just so much money. And I actually go beyond there. I used to stop at that 20,000 one, but yeah, now I run past it a little bit. Get the next two and start with the next batch of trees. I mean, I could theoretically go even further, but I'm going to leave that for a little bit later. I still like leaving most of that to the end. Alright, we got this done. Well, yeah, we'll still get the cars, but again, the cars are at the end. Next floor. Don't forget your key. Your gold key. And once again, there is 1 gold key, 2 rainbow keys, and 4 obsidian keys, and we'll get all of those. Now, here's a little change from the last time I did this. I recommended getting the paint mixers first off on every level. On the levels where you have the cash spawners, once you get enough rebirths, the cash spawners become worth so much money that it's actually worth it to start with them. So that's what I do. Then I get the paint mixers. Roll the thing. There you go. Alright, here. Let's
make those noises.
bust out my... Make those noises, Bob. Alright, let's get that dropper. Let's open the mystery box. And, oh, the kinetic boomerang. That's fun for a throw sometimes. Then I like to get the walls and windows. Now, I could get Bob Ross, but I'm not going to just yet. He's one of the things I like to save to the end. Alright, and these things are all ready to go. Boom, hit that. Now let's run over to this gallery. Oh, not the roof yet. I'm going to hop over here and get this mystery box. Lock-on pistol. Don't care. I mean, some of the things they give you in those mystery boxes would be much handier if you're if you actually have an opponent running around playing with you. Or, I should say, playing against you. Because you can eliminate people in this. Let's see, do I need any of these? No, I don't need any of these. Alright, let's hit another batch of these. Now we can pretty much get whatever we want. Over here, get the Bob Ross Cosmetics. Hey, Bob, how you doing?
We'll use a few big brushes, a dozen colors or so, and I'll show you how easy it is to create some of the most fantastic paintings you've ever seen.
All right. Well, let's hit him with the Lord Zed. Bob is unimpressed. All right, let's actually throw one of these on, just for the culture. We'll throw the back bling on. All right, we'll get the ceiling. Look at that. And I can grab all these again, go up to the next floor. Got 11 million cash in my cash dropper. Get our paint going.
This is just a happy little house up here on the hill.
Get this conveyor belt. I like to get the cheaper conveyor belt first for, you know, logic reasons. Alright, get the walls and the windows. Alright, teleporter, all this little stuff. Laser protection. Oh, you know what? Let's turn the laser protection on this game. Because it is kind of cool looking. Alright, so here's our first obsidian key. We'll be finding 3 more of those. We got a hitbox we won't need. Conveyor belt. Do I have all of them? Yes. Bam, bam, bam. Get that laser protection. Carpet, sofa, TV. Nice little old-timey TV setup. It's wonderful. Alright, hit this again. We'll get the ceiling. Oh, we also need our epic weapons. I mean, you can see I'm just, like, blazing through this. Oh, yeah. I like the nice little shield they put on there so people can't raid you from above. Alright. Again, start with the cash spawners. But you'll notice it's not as worth it. Why do I have a target? Oh, well. Paint mixers. This is my favorite paint mixer. Because, honestly, it makes me think of chocolate pudding. Kind of makes me want pudding every time I see it. In fact, a lot of these paint mixers have a look of, like, they look like cake frosting or stuff like that.
In our life has wanted to paint a picture.
We all want to paint pictures, Bob. It's the way of the world. All right, let's go open the next conveyor. Fire off all 3 of those. Get the chairs and the piano. Piano. It's beautiful. Everything's indestructible. Let's get this next conveyor belt going. This guy. Collect all of those. You notice there's a lot less of the running up and down levels. Alright. Bad time to say that since now I'm immediately running down a level. But I used to do a lot more of this, and I didn't even touch that hitbox. Gonna go get our golden vault. legendary combat SMG, which is better, which I will probably not use at all. Proximity mine, absolutely useless. It's fantastic. Another batch of piles of money. Got a ceiling. Got our last floor ready to go up to. And don't forget, we have an obsidian key. What is this thing pointing at? I don't remember the little guide thing before. All right. What's that? Oh, slap juice in case I need infinite sprint, which I already have. All right, let's get our paint mixers. Pick up some of the black paint.
You experienced the joy of painting.
I have experienced the joy of painting. I mean, we're just sprinting this at this point. This conveyor belt, how many of these can we go through? Alright, well, we'll get the zip line while we're right here. In fact, get this and move across this floor a little quicker. Alright, we got that. We'll get the roof. Alright, we won't worry about the rest of it yet. That's why I like to build up to this point, because then I don't have to run back there and do all that stuff again. But I see the green box, so don't worry about it. Sometimes fun stuff pops out. It's, oh, I see a golden banana of the gods. That's kind of fun. We got a picnic, we got a path, table tennis. I mean, I could at least pretend to care about the those smaller amounts of money. All right, 400k cash spawner gives me 2.2 million. It's kind of nice when you've got a, 1000% bonus. Rocks. Path. Okay, and then over here, eventually appears, is our first rainbow key. So we're grabbing that. I mean, I kind of showed you all these the last time I did this, but figure what the heck, I'll do it again. Since I'm doing a nice 100% run through here. Got all of this, these plants, and then the important picnic table, which has obsidian key number 3, and the Cuddle Team Leader pink box, which might have something fun in it, who knows. An explosive goo gun. I mean, honestly, that is kind of fun to mess around with. Alright, get some rocks. Cash spawner. Pretty much done with this. We got the cloud platform. Now remember, with the balloon, I pointed this out last time, I'm going to point it out again. When you get this balloon, sprint full speed, just like this. Because you only get about 1 second before that balloon takes off. So if you sprint full speed, you can catch it on its first trip. It's just annoying. Oh yeah, rainbow key number 2. It's just annoying to be down there and watch it take off and you can't get back to it. And I'm just trying to be helpful here. All right, big jump. Roll. I like that this game has the roll in it. Look at that hitbox. Look at this. Look at this. 146 billion. I've already got enough to win the whole thing. All right. That's a good hitbox if you want to grind XP. Yeah, but from this point where you get that, once you get that first, you start to build the tower, it costs you about a little over 100 billion to complete the whole rest of the game. So I already have enough money to go do the rebirth, but I'll show you the last few things. Alright, so we'll get this box. You get anything? A rusty can. That is about as useless a thing as you can find in the game. Run up a couple of floors. We get this floor here, and obsidian key number 4. Let's get the platform. We're going to finish off this tower. Zipline, the cloud platform, and the first part of the parkour. That's where your rainbow vault is going to be, but we're not going there just yet. We're going down here first. We're going to open this little box. Shieldbreaker EMP. All right. Now we're going to head down here. Oh, I wanted to mention something, too. The last video I did, I pointed out how when you watch the episodes of Joy of Painting, when Bob Ross paints these pictures, while they're still the same pictures, these are more detailed than the ones he paints in the show, and I wondered if he does more than one version of the paintings. And after doing a little research, I discovered that was exactly the case. Each episode of Joy of Painting, Bob Ross paints 3 versions of the paintings he does. He does one before the show that is set up off camera that he kind of uses as a reference. There's the one that he paints during the taping of the show, and then after the show, he paints a more intricately detailed one and spends more time on it. And that's what these paintings are the kind of the third nicest versions of his paintings. Anyway, I thought that was an interesting little Bob Ross trivia point. In fact, if you go to my last Bob Ross Tycoon video, in the comments it has links to the Joy of Painting episodes that he paints these in. So you can actually watch him paint these paintings, which, I don't know, I found it kind of fascinating and cool to be able to do that. Alright, let's go get us some cars. Car number 1, car number 2, car number 2. Sorry, my Boston slipped out a little bit there. And, oh, wait. Eat the banana. And now we're going full tilt speed at the obsidian vault. Yeah, that's really the main thing I like the banana for. The banana and the bat. Makes the run over to the obsidian vault better. And we got, let's see, 0 point fish, alien. I mean, this thing is kind of cool. Let's play with this for just a minute. I mean, you remember these things? Those were fun to mess around with. Alright, 0 point fish, but what I actually like to get is this thing. I mean, it does disappear after a minute. Alright. Look at that cool lasers, you know? Anyway, now is the point where you want to get your prize, because that just gave me $106 billion. I mean, I already had enough to win the whole thing, but sure, what the heck, I'll take some more. Alright, we come to the one time where these are handy. Grab us another 200 billion, and up we go. Now, you could climb the steps again, you could use a zip line. I don't like to do either of those things. I kind of shortcut it right over here. And then my favorite part of any game, parkour. Although I have to say, as far as parkours go, this one's not terrible. It's a pretty easy parkour. Okay, then we get our rainbow keys finally. Kind of pointless to give it to you at the very end of the game when you're already this far up, but yeah, you get some cool stuff. You get a plasma cannon too, and you get a burst quad launcher. Now, this Zig and Choppy's ray gun, this is fantastic if you want to grind XP on the hitboxes. Just go set up and, set it up so that you get an elastic around the button on your controller, or you put a weight on your keyboard key, however you play the game, and you just sit there and grind on those boxes. I kind of wish you kept the weapons between rebirths, but yeah, that doesn't happen. All right. All right, let's move along. A little bit more parkour. And ta-da! Confirm prestige.
Call him finished.
And now I'm up to 101. And funny thing about this is, even though, let's see, what that took me, like 20 minutes to go through all of that, when I was like power leveling through these, I was cranking out rebirths in under 10 minutes. Like, it got to the point where I would start the Tycoon, and I would get down to the gift box where the first gift becomes available at 10 minutes, and I would still have like 1 or 2 minutes left to wait to get the cash. Which is kind of nice. I didn't need it at that point, but anyway. No, I never put on this hair. The Matrix hair. Oh, that's a vibe. That is a vibe right there. Anyway, that's Bob Ross Tycoon. 100% played through with 100 rebirths, so I've got all the pets, all the afros, everything unlocked, and not much else for me to do in here. So yeah, go ahead and dance us on out of here.